What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So plan for today is a few little jobs to tidy up ahead of the competition on the 29th at the Adrian Flux. I noticed towards the back end of the day that the exhaust has developed a bit of a blow. I think I know why that is. I think it's the centre section banging against the diff, because there is a fair bit of play in that. Another job that I've got to do, if I just turn this camera around, which it won't let me, is fit some lower seat mounts. The seating position in the car never has been ideal because the bucket seats are fitted to standard rails, so I've got adjustment. But now, because it's pretty much only me that drives the car, it's just a basic case of swapping these over, so the seat itself will sit slightly lower, so it will give me more clearance with my head near the cage because it's very tight in there, and also the bucket seat position will then be fixed as well. So these are the seat mounts. Let's get my shadow out. These are the seat mounts. Basically, they pick up the original mounting holes here and here inside the car, and the seat fixes through in various different positions through the side of the bucket seat into these holes here. Now, many different companies do these, but these ones are JB fabrication. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it gives me a slightly better seating position and stops me from banging my head off the cage every time I transition. Another thing which is asked of me is basically that people wanted a brief walk round of the car and specs of the car, so I thought I'd give that a little bit of a go. So starting from the outside, we've got, so outside of the car, we've got the standard Mazda front bumper at the front end, nothing too fancy, that tends to take a bump or two. LED headlights in here just for nighttime purposes, basically, through battles, shed a little bit of light on the situation. Front wheels, rotors, again, sponsor of mine, brilliant wheel. I've ran these from the start. I've also bought another spec wheel as well, 8J ET0 15s all the way around. Which is a Mazda V6 engine, standard from factory. It's the 1.6 early long nose engine, ran about 115 brake horsepower from factory. I've got the Kraken exhaust manifold here, cast manifolds. I've had zero issues with this. This has been on the car about 18 months and they are so robust. Brilliant piece of kit. The TDO4 Turbo 13T off of the Subaru Impreza, custom 2.5 inch downpipe all the way back, which was made for me by another sponsor of mine, Saint Engineering. The hours that he put into this to make sure that fitted right was, yeah, second to none. Quality job, cannot rate him enough. So we've got Toyo Sports aluminium radiator in the front. I did have a mission motor until a few weeks back when I had a slight incident at Teesside. However, these things happen. That's drifting. Someone once said to me, if you're not crashing, you're not driving hard enough. So I definitely adapted that approach that weekend. So as I mentioned, I've tubed the front end, as you can probably see just there. Let me know if anybody wants a closer look at this in the comments, because I've got numerous photos of this over different stages, done it all myself, just because, well, if you do things yourself you can learn, and if you know it works then why not. Moving around to the back, and I'll just move my tyre order out of the way, I'll touch on that later. We've got, so, custom panel. This was actually made by my brother. just a little something to set it off. The original plan when it was getting hot was to move the rad to the back and have a rear mounted rad. The idea of this being was, yes, for show, but also another way for air to be pulled into the radiator. Although once I mounted the rad in the front and tested it, I realised that I didn't need to do that because, like I said, it just does not get hot. So one of my sponsors, PSSA, as we touched upon in the last video, through work, and Super Pro as well. Again, they give me the bush setup for this car. Everything front to back is Super Pro, and I can honestly say I am over the moon with the setup. The car itself just feels so settled now, especially after tweaking it slightly last weekend. So, okay, so moving into the back, we've got, again, tube back end made by myself. Wasn't a huge amount of work. Boot floor itself was rotten, so I decided to cut that out, and basically I've lost from here in a square, and that cut the whole boot floor out. This was all pinned together and welded, and the chassis rails were cut here and here and just shortened and plated with captive nuts on the back of the plates that were then welded to the chassis legs for this to bolt to. This is actually removable. So as I mentioned earlier, tyre order that came yesterday actually, I ordered these tyres from Tyre Street UK, it's also known as Accelera, so we're on Saturday today, so that would have been Thursday evening. These actually turned up yesterday, so their delivery is spot on. I'm running the 651 Sports on the rear, 195 5015, and as I said in the last video, they are a brilliant tyre. Grip levels are spot on for the setup that I've got, and the wear on them as well isn't too bad at all. I'm really impressed with them. So I thought I'll order another pair, so I've got some extras ready for this weekend at the Adrian Flux. I've already got a pair on the rear that I have used to set the car up, and like I say, I just thought, why not order another pair? I've got some then for if I need a new pair when it comes down to battles. So yeah, huge shout out to those guys, because they're, like I say, their delivery service is second to none. Next day they turn up, and they are the better tyre that I have trialled on the back of this car. So we've had a bit of a busy one today on the car. All the jobs ready and squared away for the 29th, ready for the comp at the Adrian Flux. Third brake light on the front windscreen all sorted, the blow in the exhaust all sorted, and just generally tidied up a few bits that have been bugging me for a little while now. So hopefully she's good to go for the 29th, and personally I can't wait to get back out in the car. So thanks once again for tuning into the channel, guys. Don't forget to put a like on the video, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.